everyone on the side of the truth listens to me.
He understood our weakness.
You think he's coming back?
I know he is.
The sequel to The Passion of the Christ has been the talk of the town for a while now. In this extensive exploration, we'll delve deep into everything we know about Passion of the Christ 2. We'll uncover the details, the controversies that surrounded the original film, and the anticipation surrounding the sequel. So sit back, relax, and get ready for a journey through the past and the future of this highly anticipated cinematic experience. The journey to The Passion of the Christ 2 began with the subtle revelation by writer Randall Wallace in 2016. He hinted that he and the film's director, Mel Gibson, were hard at work on a follow-up to the original masterpiece. While the first film focused on the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, this new installment promises to explore the resurrection of Christ and the events surrounding this pivotal moment in Christian history. In 2018, excitement began to build as Jim Caviezel, the actor who portrayed Jesus in the original film, shared that Mel Gibson had handed him the third version of the script for the sequel. The title was said to be The Passion of the Christ Resurrection, which hinted at the central theme of the film. Caviezel's optimism about the project's potential to become a massive success added fuel to the anticipation of the sequel. As the script development progressed, more intriguing details emerged. In the same year, Gibson revealed that they were working on two versions of the script. One of them was described as being down to earth, while the other ventured into different worlds, including depictions of angels who had fallen from grace and resided in hell. This revelation raised questions about the direction the sequel might take and how it would balance the portrayal of supernatural elements with a more grounded narrative. Caviezel, in an effort to keep fans updated, assured them that the production was still actively working on the script. He even suggested that filming might commence in the fall of 2023, sparking excitement among fans who had been eagerly awaiting for the sequel. Furthermore, the mention of plans to turn this story into not just one, but 2 or 3 more movies added an intriguing dimension to the project. It left many wondering how the narrative would expand and how it might link to the events of the original film. The original Passion of the Christ was no stranger to controversy. As we anticipate the sequel, it's essential to look back at the controversies that surrounded the first installment. Understanding these controversies can shed light on the challenges faced by the creators and the potential lessons learned as they approach the sequel. Controversy initially arose over concerns regarding the historical and biblical accuracy of the Passion of the Christ. Critics argued that Mel Gibson took creative liberties by adding elements not found in historical records or the Bible's accounts of Christ's crucifixion. Notable scenes, such as those depicting demons tormenting Judas Iscariot and Satan holding a strange-looking baby during Christ's flogging, raised eyebrows. Mel Gibson defended his approach by stating that his main goal was to stay true to the core story while not contradicting the scriptures. As long as it didn't directly conflict with the source material, he believed there was room for artistic creativity in filling gaps with logic and imagination. A significant controversy revolved around the disputed papal endorsement. In December 2023, a co-producer of the film, Stephen McAveety, claimed that Pope John Paul II watched a rough version of the film and said, "It is as it was." This endorsement was widely reported and added considerable weight to the film's reputation. However, a dispute arose when an anonymous Vatican official denied that the Pope had made any declaration or judgment about the film. This conflicting information led to confusion and debate. The most significant and controversial aspect of the original Passion of the Christ were the allegations of anti-Semitism. Prior to the film's release, concerns were raised about content that could be interpreted as promoting anti-Semitic ideas. These concerns were so significant that 20th Century Fox initially decided not to distribute the film, influenced by protests and the advice of public figures. The controversy intensified as certain Jewish groups requested the removal of a particular line from the film, a line that has historically been interpreted as a curse aimed at the Jewish people. Although the subtitles were removed, the original dialogue remained on the Hebrew soundtrack. The final major criticism surrounding the original Passion of the Christ was the portrayal of excessive violence. Some critics argued that the film placed an intense focus on the brutality of Jesus' final hours, at times depicting scenes of violence that appeared more driven by wrath than love. This controversy highlights the challenge of balancing artistic interpretation and the portrayal of violence with the message and spirit of the original religious narrative. By presenting these controversies concisely, we gain insight into the challenges and lessons that the creators of The Passion of the Christ 2 may encounter as they approach the sequel. This historical context will help us appreciate the significance of the sequel and its potential impact on audiences and religious discourse. With the controversies of the original film in mind, we turn our attention to the anticipation surrounding The Passion of the Christ 2. As the sequel explores the resurrection of Jesus Christ, fans and critics alike are eager to see how the creators will approach this monumental event in Christian theology. The sequel, The Passion of the Christ Resurrection, is expected to build upon the creative and artistic approach that defined the first film. The controversies of the original, particularly regarding historical and biblical accuracy and the portrayal of supernatural elements, have raised questions about how this film will balance creative freedom with faithfulness to the source material. While some may expect a more literal adaptation of the resurrection story, it's essential to remember that the first film faced similar challenges. Mel Gibson defended his approach by emphasizing the importance of staying true to the core narrative while allowing room for artistic interpretation. The sequel is likely to continue in this vein, aiming to deliver a meaningful and visually impactful portrayal of the resurrection while respecting the boundaries of religious narratives. The sequel has the opportunity to learn from the experiences of the first film and take steps to minimize potential controversies. The creators may opt for a more inclusive and historically accurate representation of characters and events, recognizing the importance of responsible storytelling when dealing with religious narratives. The expansion of the narrative offers the opportunity to explore lesser-known aspects of this period in Christian history. It allows for a more comprehensive portrayal of the resurrection and its significance. This approach may help to address some of the concerns about the first film's focus on violence at the expense of the broader teachings and spiritual messages of Jesus. The anticipation of The Passion of the Christ 2 also lies in its potential contemporary relevance. The first film, despite its controversies, sparked discussions about faith, spirituality, and the portrayal of religious narratives in cinema. The sequel has the chance to engage with modern audiences and their evolving perspectives on faith and spirituality. It can address the questions and challenges faced by individuals in the present while drawing from the timeless themes of the resurrection story. As we eagerly await The Passion of the Christ 2, it's essential to reflect on the controversies of the original film and the lessons that can be applied to its successor. The sequel has the potential to captivate audiences with its creative interpretation of the resurrection, while respecting the boundaries of religious narratives. It'll be fascinating to see how the creators balance artistic freedom with faithfulness to the source material, and how they address past controversies. The expansion of the narrative and the film's contemporary relevance offer promising opportunities for a thought-provoking cinematic experience. In the end, The Passion of the Christ 2 will undoubtedly spark discussions, debates, and reflections on faith, history, and the power of cinema to convey timeless stories. As we look forward to its release, we can only hope that it lives up to the anticipation and offers a compelling and meaningful portrayal of one of the most significant events in Christian theology. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.